Most people never fail because they're incapable. They fail because they're waiting to feel motivated, waiting to feel inspired, waiting for the perfect mood, waiting for the perfect moment. And while they wait, life keeps moving. Weeks become months, months become years, and the person they wanted to become slowly fades into a dream. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Motivation is one of the most overrated ideas in modern self-improvement. People talk about it as if it's the secret to success. They watch motivational videos, read motivational quotes, listen to motivational speeches, and for a few minutes they feel unstoppable. But then reality returns. The alarm clock rings, the work gets hard, the excitement disappears, and suddenly they're right back where they started. Because motivation was never designed to carry you through difficult days. That's the job of discipline. Most people have the formula backwards. They believe motivation creates action. The truth is the opposite. Action creates motivation. Think about the gym. Nobody wakes up every morning excited to exercise. Nobody jumps out of bed thinking about sore muscles and hard workouts. Most people feel comfortable exactly where they are. But the people who transform their bodies don't wait until they feel motivated. They go anyway. Some days they feel strong. Some days they feel tired. Some days they feel excited. Some days they don't. But they show up. And something interesting happens. The moment they start moving, their energy changes. Their focus improves. Their mood shifts. Their motivation appears. Not before the workout. After it starts. The same thing happens with studying. A student sits at a desk and doesn't feel like opening a book. Scrolling on a phone feels easier. Watching videos feels easier. Doing literally anything else feels easier. But once the student starts reading, something changes. The brain begins to focus. Understanding begins to grow. Momentum begins to build. And motivation follows. Again, action came first. Motivation came later. This pattern exists everywhere. Writers don't feel motivated every day. Business owners don't feel motivated every day. Athletes don't feel motivated every day. Creators don't feel motivated every day. The difference is that successful people stop treating motivation like a requirement. They learn how to act before they feel ready. And that's where discipline begins. Discipline is not doing what feels good. Discipline is doing what matters, even when it doesn't feel good. Anyone can work hard when they're excited. Anyone can stay focused when life is easy. Anyone can chase a goal when progress comes quickly. The real test comes when none of those things are true. The real test comes when you're tired, when you're stressed, when you're frustrated, when progress is invisible, when nobody's cheering for you, when nobody's watching. Those are the moments that determine your future. Because success is rarely built on your best days. It's built on your ordinary days. The days when you don't feel like it. The days when excuses sound reasonable. The days when quitting feels easier. Every time you continue anyway, you strengthen something inside yourself. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you become a little stronger. Every time you choose action over comfort, discipline grows. And discipline compounds, just like interest in a bank account. A single disciplined action may seem small. One workout, one page, one video, 1 hour of focused work. But repeated over months and years, those small actions create extraordinary results. That's why consistency beats intensity. Most people live in extremes. They get motivated. They work hard for 3 days. Then they disappear for 3 weeks. Then they start over. Then they quit again. Their entire life becomes a cycle of excitement, followed by disappointment. Discipline breaks that cycle. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel. Discipline asks what needs to be done, and then it gets done. If you're building a YouTube channel, motivation will eventually disappear. The excitement of your first upload won't last forever. The thrill of starting something new will fade. There will be days when views are low, days when growth is slow, days when you question everything. The creator who depends on motivation quits. The creator who depends on discipline uploads anyway. A year later, one person has a channel. The other has excuses. The same thing happens in business. People spend years planning, researching, preparing, waiting for confidence, waiting for certainty, waiting for a sign. Meanwhile, someone else starts before they're ready, makes mistakes, learns lessons, improves skills, builds experience, and eventually succeeds. Not because they had more motivation, because they acted before motivation arrived. If you're still watching, ask yourself a simple question. How many goals have you abandoned because the excitement disappeared? How many dreams have you mistaken for failures simply because motivation faded? Maybe the problem was never your goal. Maybe the problem was your understanding of motivation. You were expecting motivation to carry you. It can't. It's too temporary, too emotional, too unpredictable. Discipline is different. Discipline is reliable. Discipline works on good days and bad days. Discipline works when you're confident and when you're insecure. Discipline works when you're winning and when you're struggling. That's why disciplined people eventually outperform motivated people. Not because they're smarter, not because they're luckier, because they learned how to keep moving. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces in life. And momentum comes from action, not thinking, not planning, not waiting. Action. Once you start moving, the next step becomes easier. Then the next. Then the next. Before long, what once felt impossible becomes normal. That's how transformation happens. Not through giant breakthroughs, through small actions repeated consistently, day after day, week after week, year after year. The people you admire are not successful because they always felt motivated. They're successful because they learned how to work without it. They stopped negotiating with themselves. They stopped waiting for the perfect moment. They stopped asking whether they felt like doing it. And they started asking a better question. What kind of person do I want to become? Because every action is a vote for the person you're becoming. Every workout is a vote. Every study session is a vote. Every video uploaded is a vote. Every promise kept is a vote. The future version of you is being built right now, not by motivation, by discipline. So the next time you don't feel like doing the work, remember this. You are not supposed to feel motivated every day. Nobody does. Stop waiting for motivation. Start building discipline. Take the first step, then take another and another, because action creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence creates motivation, and motivation becomes the reward for doing the work, not the reason you started. If this message helped you, leave a comment below. Discipline first. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoy these lessons on discipline, confidence, self-respect, and human nature, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Because the people who change their lives are not the most motivated. They are the most disciplined. And remember this, discipline comes first. Motivation comes later.